I have a good one for all you freshmen.
All you freshmen.
Make the best out of your college experience.
How do
Go
they do
to
that?
everything.
You literally go to everything.
Do
You don't
not
feel like
say
going
no.
out? Go.
Like, yes, just go.
Like, you know how many times like Taylor would text me at like 5 minutes before we were going out? So like, she was going out somewhere, being like, "Get up, like we have to go, like get the fuck up." And I'd be like, "Okay, like okay, you're my big, like okay, let's go."
I would say treat State College as, I feel like I've only been to like a handful of places here that like I continue to go to, but treat it like a city that you've never been to before.
Yeah.
So like you go to every place.
Experience it
Also,
all.
like
like,
Penn State is like a little bubble. Like
It
life
is
doesn't
a
exist
bubble.
here. Like you can do whatever. Like you
So-
are. It's your playground. Like
Yeah.
do whatever you want. Like
That's fair.
have so much fun. It's so like
It's when people are deciding like what colleges to go to and stuff, because like my little brother's in high school and he's kind of going through that. I'm like, you're gonna be able to live in a school that's in Boston or Nashville or New York. Like you're gonna have those cities available to you in the same capacity all the time. You're never gonna have a college that is in a college town. Like you'll
Yeah,
never
college
get
towns
that
are
experience again. At 25,
And
you're
it's
not gonna be
so-
able to come to State College
Yeah,
and
no.
like have fun and like do your little college life here. Like it's just so different.
Yeah.
it's
So,
so great.
go
here
to a
'cause it's,
college
like,
you can do
it's
that at.
literally just a college town. Like no one is like I'm
I'm
gonna
so
go on
safe.
vacation
Yeah.
and State
Oh,
College.
I feel so
Pennsylvania.
safe here, which
Yeah,
is great.
I can walk wherever at night or whatever.
By
like,
yourself, like you're okay.
You don't.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Sleep
Yeah.
on a park bench.
You could. You
You'd
literally
I don't know
wake
could.
about that one.
You could
Outside
wake
the
up
cat
on a
office,
park
the
bench.
homeless people under our building.
All right, first episode. Let's fire it off. It's about sororities because Rush Week is like right now. Like this is the first week
Yeah.
of school.
Yeah.
We got
Started
so
today.
many-
It's starting this weekend.
Today.
No, yeah, it's
First
starting
round.
sorority full.
Yeah.
You guys all been, you guys, we're all seniors. You guys all been through the sorority thing. I just want to like people listening, like they might be in high school, they might be like thinking about rushing, they might be already in a sorority. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I think that people need to know about sororities.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a big thing at Penn State too.
Oh,
in
it's
for
general.
sure.
Thing. Yeah.
So.
We'll go around the introduce.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Shreya. I'm a senior and I'm an AFE.
Hey guys, I'm Taylor. I'm also a senior in AFE.
My name is Paridhi. I'm also a senior and I'm in Theta.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm Mason. I'm not a sorority personally, but I did film Theta's Rush video.
You're involved with
Yeah.
a lot of stories, I feel like.
So this
though.
semester
yeah.
I did Theta's Rush video. Then for AFE,
Thank you so
I
much.
take pictures at the formal. Coming to
Always.
AFE's bid day.
Ooh.
Taking pictures there too.
Okay,
I love
okay.
that. I love that.
I
So
feel like
I
how
feel,
we don't
won't
even
be
know,
at
like,
bid day soon.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like as a guy, I'm like more involved in sororities than most, just
Yeah.
because of
Oh,
this
yeah.
video thing. But
For sure.
I also feel like you get to dip into multiple sororities
yeah,
because you're
a couple
like,
different
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
A couple different ones. And they're all like, yeah, I'm a big like I think my mom will tell like everyone too. Like sorority was the best thing for her ever.
Really.
Not that she made friends, but the leadership roles like she had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like, yeah, I don't know. She's a huge sorority advocate. I just gotta
Yeah.
give a shout out to her. But
We should have her on.
Shout out Miss Thelma.
I think the first question honestly is gonna be week to week. Like, what's your week look like in a sorority? And like not this year, obviously, because again we're seniors, starting
Yeah.
down. Like prime sorority. Like, what do you do?
Sure, you want to go in this first?
I mean,
You got a position? So.
firstly, we
Yeah.
have like chapter every week, obviously. Like, I think for us it was Sundays, but now it's Mondays. I don't know what it is for Theta.
Mine's Sundays right now.
But yeah, so we have chapter every week. And then, like, I was the marketing chair for a year, I think last year. And we would have like exec meetings and like, it's honestly not like too crazy of like a time commitment, but it's also like fun. You're always with your friends.
Yeah.
I think the biggest time commitment is during rush.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Even what you were saying of like the peak
Yeah.
of sophomore year, like I feel like that's when I felt like extremely
Oh my
the
gosh.
most involved in
Yeah.
the sorority because we were constantly surrounded by everyone and like all had the same goal too. Whereas like
Just
on a
to meet
week
as
to week
many.
basis it can be kind of more split
Yeah.
up between like who
Yeah.
you're hanging out with. But during rush you're all like all together like with one goal to get the best PC. So
Oh.
Yeah.
that was a lot of bonding, I feel like. And I
Oh
was
my gosh,
talking
yeah.
and hanging out with girls that I didn't hang out with
Yeah.
prior to that, which was really fun.
So like, what's a rush week like relative to as you're being a rush or rushing? Like, what's the difference? Is the same amount of busyness almost?
I rushed over
I think
Zoom,
it's-
so
Okay,
I
I
feel like
feel-
I had a different rush experience.
Yeah.
Did you rush over Zoom?
Yeah, we all rushed.
I didn't.
No,
over-
she
I
was
rushed
in
as
person.
a-
Yeah, you did.
That was the first in
Yeah.
person.
She also rushed
As a sophomore.
yeah.
So
I rushed as a freshman.
They're in like the same PC
Yeah.
Yeah.
age, and I'm not. But I
So ours
feel like
was so different.
yeah, for us at least, I feel like rushing as or like going through rush week and like actually like rushing people was like
so much more fun.
It was so much more
Yeah.
fun because you're not nervous because like you're already
Yeah.
in your home and like you're happy with like
Mm-hmm.
the people you're around and everything. But I feel like when you were like a recruit or a rush,
P&M.
yeah, P&M, like you're like more nervous. You don't know like what to talk about or like
I was
you,
so
you don't
stressed
know
about
who to be
that.
with.
I
And like
can't imagine doing it in person because
I
I think I
know.
would have been like over Zoom, even like
Yeah.
in an interview, right? Like it's so much easier to do an interview over Zoom because you're just
Sure.
like in your own environment. You can like have your glass of water, like I don't know, like only like this much. Whereas
Yeah.
like when you're going in person, you know they're judging like
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Like
also the way you
your
walk.
shoes.
Yeah, literally.
yeah,
your
your shoes.
mannerisms,
Yeah, also like running from like back and forth. Like I remember my
That
first
is-
round
yeah.
was on Zoom and I wore sweatpants and like a t-shirt or whatever. And then the other ones I was like, okay, I need to buy shoes. Like I need to make sure like my
That's
dress looks
a lot
good
more.
and like everything and like
That's
same
harder.
thing with like
like
in
kudos
person.
to- Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rushing people like
Yeah.
it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
I would say the major drawback, though, for RPC, especially over Zoom, was like we didn't really get to have like that genuine connection as much. I feel like it was a
Once
lot
we were
harder.
in, or you're
Yes.
saying throughout the
like throughout
conversations?
like rush and recruitment. I just feel like it was a lot harder to like really tell if you had that genuine connection with someone, which
Yeah.
is really important. And as a recruiter the next year, like I felt a lot closer
Yeah.
with girls.
Yeah.
With who I was talking to, PNMs. I rushed Shreya.
She did.
Wow.
Yeah, I prepped her.
So this
She's
is
the reason I
this is
actually
your
went-
little-
Yeah,
Yes.
this is my
Yeah,
little. This is
let's
my
talk
little.
about.
She's actually the reason I went AP.
Yeah.
I literally went to my roommate like right before pref and I was like, if Taylor doesn't pref me, like I'm not going AP. Like I only went to AP because of her. And I even
Had to.
told you that like when we went like when we sat down, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you pref me because like
Oh my god, no.
Awesome.
Oh my
That
god.
is good. But like the thing I would like want to bring up is like Penn State does the spring rush, right? I understand
Yeah.
it for the guys. Like they made the thing after the one guy passed away in a fraternity hazing event. But like, why is sorority taking a hit? You wish the rush was in the fall? Because like it's
yes.
cold outside right now. It's like kind of miserable.
I
mean,
personally
Do you-
don't
Do you like the spring?
Really?
care. Yeah, I don't think I have a
I have a
preference. Maybe it's
strong
because it's
preference about
maybe because
this.
it's only I know. But I was gonna say the most negative part of the sorority rush was the connection with my PC after.
Yes.
Because it was over Zoom. Like
Yeah.
I feel like talking to the girls was like okay over Zoom and like meeting people, but then like the bonding that I feel like you got with your PC is
So
significantly
different.
different than
for
what
sure.
we had.
For
Yeah.
sure. Because we were actually allowed to do in-person events.
Yeah,
And like
like you're not gonna meet,
Like, during COVID,
be
we had,
besties
like-
with someone over Zoom.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
And also
it's
during
weird.
COVID, we had like the restrictions, like no more than 10 people in an apartment, like no more than 4
Yeah.
people in a dorm room. So
Which
it's not, like, you
already
could even,
started
like-
the kind
Yeah.
of like segregation
True.
during bid days and stuff. But we can go back to your
No,
question,
like
I
the
guess.
same thing though. Do you think like we should rush like when freshmen get here in the fall? Should like sororities like be recruiting right away? Or
Is
like
that what Southern schools do?
yeah,
Yeah, all
everyone,
the Southern
all,
I don't
all of
know.
America except pretty much. Penn
I
State.
think, I feel like there are pros and cons, like,
There's so many drawbacks.
yeah, like it's cold right now,
things
but
about
also
it.
I feel like a freshman is so like new to the school and
So
like going in and like
overwhelming,
getting like diving into just meeting like literally like 100 girls in 1 week is so overwhelming and like
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like they would get so like scared at one point. Yeah.
See, I think of it as a positive thing, just because like if we rushed in the fall, like you're meeting all these people, okay, and like when you rush a sorority, like you're gonna meet so many more people that you could potentially have a good connection with. So I just think it really like broadens the amount of people that you
That's
can
true.
really interact with and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is
So
important
I-
at Penn State
yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
so big. You
Huge,
have
so
to
large.
meet your people.
Yeah. So that's like my biggest thing about it being in the fall. I would have preferred it to be in the fall, but that's just me.
True. I think the cool thing about Penn State is you can't get into the bar. Well, one bar. Like until you're 21, so it kind of like
Yeah.
makes people.
Yeah.
Oh, Stage
Yeah.
West.
Stage West
Oh my
and
god,
Den.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes people like be in an organization if that's like a
I
Greek
agree.
life,
Yeah.
business fraternity, like anything. So
I think being in a
like
business
that.
route or like a sorority or fraternity is so important before. And I kind of like I know it's annoying that we can't get into the bars until we're 21, like as it should be.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that way because
I
then
kind of
we're
like
never
how excited
Yeah.
we are.
we're never
Yeah.
gonna have like the frat experience again
Oh,
in our
yes.
lives. And I
Yeah.
always say this, but we're always gonna be able to go to bars when we're like
Yeah.
at whatever age,
That's
like when
so
we
true.
grow
That's
up.
so
But like
fair.
we're never
Yeah.
gonna get this kind of thing again. So I think it's fun to have that
And
for 2
even,
years.
even the bar scene, everyone's 21, everyone's like juniors or seniors. Like it's just an
Yeah.
older crowd.
It's
Yeah.
also
It's
just fun.
different.
Like 21st are so like meaningful now. Like we actually
Yes.
care about turning
Oh,
21.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
It is so
I feel like it's like so cool to like go to the first. I know my birthday was over like summer, so I couldn't go to the first. But like
Yeah.
Taylor, you went to the first, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
like it's like such a thing. And when we came back,
I
like you're,
still went, even though my birthday was over winter break, like in January. I
Yeah.
still went, like because it's
No.
like such a fun like event.
me, you,
Yeah.
and Lena,
Our
like our other roommate,
roommates.
on
And
her
Deja too, yeah.
21st birthday, we all three
Such an event.
like
Yeah.
went to the first and like took a little like shot, and it was so fun because
Yeah.
it like
I
actually
did not
meant
get
something.
my hat though, which I was very upset about.
No, when I heard first as a freshman, I'm like, what is
Yeah.
the first? I thought it was like one, then
Yeah.
ST, but it's like P.
PHRYST.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first, but it's like an Irish bar at
Yeah.
Penn State that everyone goes to for their 21st. Then
Pianos
they-
is tonight,
then
too.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday. They have piano night, but they give you like a hat, like a
The
leprechaun
green hat, and you
And
take
you-
a blowjob shot. That's
Yeah.
like your.
Is it like what's in the
Initiation.
shot? Like whipped
I think
cream?
Baby
Baileys.
Guinness.
Oh, is it?
Is it a baby Guinness with whipped
No.
cream on top?
Is it?
I don't know.
It might be.
I think
Wait, we have to,
it
like,
looks
look it
like
up.
It
feel
might
like
be.
it
Would it be
Wait.
like online though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, I love that shot. That
I
was,
feel like that's like
I
a-
did-
It's
I
so
think I did
fun, and they
3 the
put it like
first
on a
night.
little cup, and like the shots on top. You can't use your hands. Like it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's
fun.
good.
It's really cute. It's cute that we have that tradition actually.
Yeah.
And guys do
I
it
really
too.
like
It's not
that.
just
Oh,
girls.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Guys will do it too.
Everybody does
Everybody-
it.
Everyone has to do it on their 21st.
You have to. If you go to Penn State,
It's a rite
and
of
you turn
passage.
21, it's mandatory. Like,
Yeah.
you need to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll talk another one. Of
Yeah.
like pros of being in a sorority. Like, what do you guys think about the sorority house? Because I know AFE just got a house. Kind of
Yes.
controversial.
Quite controversial.
Like, cause like at Penn State and historically,
Yes.
like
I don't
the,
have
like
a house.
houses were like a brothel possibly. So
Yeah.
like, they were not allowed at Penn State. Meanwhile, the southern sororities they've been allowed forever. And
Yes,
like,
yeah.
these southern sororities have huge houses, all that. What do you what do you guys think about it?
I think personally, I kind of like the house just because it's like a nice area that like all of us just like go whenever. Everyone has access to the house. We all have like a meal on Monday, and like and it's really convenient that we have chapter right like either after or before the meal. So like everyone's already in the kitchen. Then we go
Yeah.
upstairs
That
and
is
like
cool.
eat a little meal and talk with our friends. And like I just really like how there's like an actual like place that all of us can go to. And I know like we had the sorority floor, but like no one ever went to the sorority floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
if they-
actually
we
shared the
a
sorority floor, and it's just not like. I feel like having a house would be significantly
It's
more
so much
meaningful.
nicer.
It is,
too.
and also it's so pretty inside.
Yeah.
Like they did such a great job, like renovating it and making sure like all the girls are actually like happy with where they live, and like
That's cool.
and like the food's like healthy, and like you can request like special meals if you're like gluten free or vegetarian or whatever. Like they're really like putting in the extra effort to make sure everyone's like happy and content with where they're living.
I love that. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I think the house has like some drawbacks, but also some good things. I think it would have been different if we got this before we were seniors.
Yeah.
I think for younger PCs, I think it's such a great opportunity for girls to meet like other girls that they may not talk to all the time in their PC. Like I just think it's a
Yeah.
great like bonding experience for you
That's
to
so
meet
true.
girls outside of your like immediate friend group.
Also, all the girls that live in the house are like this close. They're so
Yeah.
close. They're
Yeah.
all
Oh my
best
God,
friends.
yes.
And like last year, they like probably didn't know each other as well or know.
Which we
knew
wouldn't have
of-
that experience unless
And, like,
we had
oh,
a house
yeah.
or we lived, which is cool that it's also unique to like we
Yeah.
no other sorority has a house, and if it was like a normalized Penn State thing, I think it'd be really cool. But it's
Yeah.
cool that you guys get that opportunity to have like that
Yeah.
same Southern experience.
And I
feel
feel
like.
like,
Yeah.
I feel like the controversy is just that we're not used to it. Like no one's used to it. Like
Yeah.
I know there was
Yeah.
a sorority. I don't remember which one it was. Tri-Sig, I think
Pi.
maybe.
No.
There's one that
I think it
has
was
a house.
Phi
They don't have
Phi
Phi
Sig.
No,
Oh.
The one was in SAE's house.
Something so-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
I
Phi
think
Sig.
it's Phi Sig.
Phi Sig.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
it's
it
Phi
was.
Sig.
Phi
Yeah,
Sig,
so they had a house, but the SAE took it back because they came back on
Yeah.
campus and everything. But like, I think it's just like it's a very new thing that no one's really
Yeah.
used to, which is
It's
why
hard
it's
to
like
manage.
a little
Yeah.
controversial. But like, they have really like at least AFE has really put the extra effort to make sure like everyone like is like comfortable and everything. And I feel like if I was a junior, I would like without a doubt live in that house because like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so it's on frat row. It's next to like what
Sig
Sig
Pi,
Pi
yeah.
and ATO, AGR, like the circle like of frats right there. Like it's so close to everything. Like
Yeah.
you're also like a minute from the here, so you're like 3 minutes from campus. Like it's such a nice location. Like if I was a junior, I would live in there like 110%.
Yeah. I went to Phi Sig's house. It's so clean.
It's
Oh my
so
God.
clean.
Yeah.
Compared to
They have
frats.
clean
Oh
homes.
my gosh.
Oh
yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Frats are.
Yeah.
They're I don't blame them, but they're dirty because
I don't know. I don't know how people like so,
The
and all the
bathrooms?
boys
I
live in
could
them.
not.
But
Oh my
that's the
gosh.
reason too. Like the boys in frats, I feel like are also so close because
Oh,
they
yes.
all live together
Yeah.
and they all go through like
And they also
other
have,
parts of Rush and recruitment
they actually
are
have like
closer.
brother events and stuff that they like
Yeah.
always go to.
Yeah.
Like they have at least like
Exactly.
2 or 3 a week,
Yeah.
which is like so amazing. Like
Yeah.
sororities aren't like at that point yet. And like,
Yeah,
I'm sure,
I
like,
agree.
We would love to have that in the future, and
Yeah.
like if we could like bring that
I
to
know.
Penn State. But it's just like not a norm because we don't have houses.
It's coming back.
I think
I
it
hope
will
so.
get to that point at some point in the
because
future.
more frats
More
are getting
sororities.
banned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we want to
More
take over their
sororities are
house.
moving- Yeah, exactly. That's what's gonna happen.
Perfect.
But it does raise the dues.
Yes.
It does.
That is the major
That was why
con to it.
I think
I
a lot
already
of
thought
seniors.
dues were
Yeah.
expensive.
and then it just
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of
significantly
seniors did drop the sorority just because
Yeah.
dues, and it was like, if I'm only having it for 1 year, like why would I? And I think you
Yeah.
were-
increased it. Also, I've already met my friends.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you've already met your friends in your PC.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
A lot of guys too drop senior year because you're
Yeah,
not living in the
that's
house.
true.
I didn't know
You're
that.
going to the bars.
neither,
Well,
actually.
it depends on the frats. Like some.
Yeah, I feel
There's
like
like
if
frats
it's,
that are more senior than like other frats.
I feel like
I was
Also,
even gonna say
frats,
more
like-
more people would want to stay if they were in a more like
Yeah.
relevant frat that
That's
like
also true.
seniors
Yeah.
would still continue to go to.
That's for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like that's also
Yeah.
a thing too.
It definitely matters, like reputation. You hate to say it, but like,
for sure.
yeah.
It does to an extent, though.
How do you know if sorority is like the right one for you? Like when you're rushing, is it like what you
Yeah.
heard before and like you just try to fit in, or?
I think-
I don't think
Because
it's
also I
definitely
want like
not.
answer that question and like, do you think people change once they join sororities?
Wow.
That's a good
That's a
question.
really
I
loaded
know for a
question,
fact.
too.
I know
That's
some
a
people that
really
have.
good question.
I know some-
I was gonna say personally, like back to the first thing that you asked, I didn't know anything about rankings when I came into it. I actually went in with like, oh, maybe it's a bad thing because like the stigmas that girls
Yeah.
are just catty. Like I feel like that's just what everyone
Yeah.
thinks. And I was like, oh, but then this girl in like literally my academic program was the president of my sorority. So I was like, oh, this is like a really cool thing. And she was kind of like telling me that it could be a really good opportunity. So that's why I continue to do it. And I kind of tried to do it without thinking of like rankings and stuff. So I feel like I wasn't super involved. Like I wasn't talking to a bunch of people. I didn't really know who was at the top tier, like the middle tier, or the low tier. So I just kind of ended where I liked talking to the girls. And also
Yeah.
the exec that's rushing you, I feel like is so important because they're like,
Oh,
they're
yes.
the whole sorority to
Yeah.
me. Like when I'm rushing, I'm looking at each sorority's exec, and that's like the way that they come off to me and the way, the kindness that they like present to me is,
Who talks to you
The
during
most
recruitment,
important
They
thing.
make an
Yeah.
effort to
Yeah,
talk
That's
to you
the
during
first,
recruitment.
like,
For sure.
yeah.
thing you see. Like, you see
Exactly.
the exec speaking
Yeah.
at the beginning of your round.
You're like stalking
your-
all the exec
yeah.
on Instagram. Like that's like who
Because
you're
they're the
looking
ones
at.
that are
They're
like
like,
broadcasted on
Yeah.
the Instagram. Like as the
Exactly.
marketing chair, like we were always
Yeah.
like told to like post exec,
Yeah.
like post these people, like
Yeah.
this is who's
And-
everyone's gonna see during recruitment.
Right.
Like make sure everyone's familiar with their faces.
and the way that they speak to you is honestly like so impressive because they
Oh, yes, yeah.
want like they're trying to get you. Like it's like they're a company. Like they're like trying to like
And they will remember
reel
you
in.
after recruitment too. Even if you do or
Yeah.
don't go into that sorority, they'll remember you. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, I love talking
Yeah.
to this girl. Like no one
Yeah.
ever is gonna have like malice over someone who didn't go to that sorority
Yeah.
or anything. Like
I
everyone-
remember my president would like literally text and like make such an effort to like try to make it a personable experience, which I think was so important and like different when I was comparing it to
Yeah.
other sororities maybe, which was really really nice.
I think rushing in the spring too kind of helps you learn, more.
That is true.
Yeah, like
For sure.
guys and girls, like what this is like.
Yeah.
He said this about what.
Yeah, that's
I
true
don't
actually.
I rushed as a sophomore, so I did know like
you knew
the
everything.
Yeah.
You did
rankings
know.
and everything, but I didn't want to like let that like affect my
Bias,
thinkings
yeah.
and stuff because I was like I want to go where I feel at home and like where I feel like I'm gonna make the most friends and be with like my best people and whatever and like again like I literally like met her during like the first round of recruitment
Yeah.
like on Zoom like the first Zoom round during values and I was like I need her to be my big like her and Lauren's my G big her big
Yeah.
like
Oh my gosh,
I just
amazing.
like I was like these people
Love
are the
her.
coolest people I've ever met in my life like there was not like a like
We clicked
second
instantly, too.
we were talking about vanilla
Like,
lattes
for just
like
the entire
even
time.
how like horrible that sounds like that's what we were talking about and then me
it just
the other
flowed. Like, our
Lauren,
conversation
But
was
she
so
also
good.
gets along with everyone else that you've known, like not even through stories, which I think is
Yeah.
the coolest
Like,
thing too.
us
like,
three went on like, Vegas together
Yeah,
'cause,
which
like,
that was
Yes.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Me, her,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Those type of
Another
experiences
girl.
we wouldn't be able to get
Yeah.
without this.
It was me, you, and Lena who were all in AFE. And then we were like, oh my god, like Paridhi would be such a great like addition. Like let's bring her like on our group and
And
whatever.
me, Shreya, and Lena are roommates,
Yeah, we are roommates.
which is really fun.
I was gonna ask too, what's like the best thing about being in a sorority?
That's so hard.
I think it's socially.
Social.
Yeah.
It has to be
definitely.
socially. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had the opportunities to even go to the places that I went or like get as close to the people that I was going to get close to.
There's so
You just meet so
you
many
meet
people.
and from
Even-
other sororities too. Like we were
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
elevator literally today, and we saw someone from like
Yeah.
a different sorority, and we were literally talking to her for like the entire elevator ride, being like, "Oh my god, like how are you? Like haven't seen you in so long." Like it's just so great how many people you actually meet and like actually get close to. Like it's insane. Like we're not in the same sorority,
Yeah.
and like we're so close. Like
Yeah.
she literally like we like live a like a door
Yeah.
away
Live a
from
wall.
each other. Like I
Yeah.
can like hear like
That's true.
like it's like so great. Like we're all so close
is
and like
true.
and no one's ever gonna be like, oh, like I can't be your friend because of like blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
everyone loves everyone and everyone wants to be friends with literally everyone.
And I feel like it's just something you, even if you don't talk to someone as often as like your close friend group, like you just automatically have a connection with someone in your
Exactly.
PC.
It's something to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't know what else is like the best part. I feel like
Yeah,
I
I
was
just feel
thinking
like
like
that's really it.
socially and like happy. Like I actually don't know what I would have done
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
for
my
the
gosh.
first 2 years, like before, and not that going
that's
out is
true.
everything or needs to be, but like
But it's not even going out. It's,
It's
also
just,
who are you
like-
gonna be your roommates?
yeah,
Like that's such a
Yeah.
big thing. Like my
That's
roommates
true.
were like my sorority sisters, and like
Yeah.
your roommates
Yeah.
were like girls in other sororities. Like,
yeah, that's
it's
true.
such a huge thing. Like
Also, I feel like the trips and stuff are fun. Like there's
Oh,
like
yes,
there's
the
like random a
trips.
bunch of random little
Cabo,
opportunities that like,
like-
we wouldn't have had, and they
Yeah.
like kind of are like such a college experience.
Yes.
Like that's what I
Yeah.
think of when I think of college experiences.
Yeah.
Is like when we went to Vegas.
and like we're never gonna do that. Like obviously we can go to Vegas again, but like
It's
we're
not gonna be
never
the same.
go with like. What? How many people were on that trip? Like
So
600
many.
from
Oh,
Penn
so
State.
many.
Like
Yeah.
that's insane.
That is wild.
But like,
Yeah.
And like we were all in the same hotel. Like
Yeah.
we would like run to each other's
Yeah.
rooms, knock on everyone's room at like 5 a.m. Like
Yeah.
it's so fun. Like everyone's just so happy to be there. Like us three were like
Yeah.
literally like it was
No.
so fun.
but some
Taylor,
context
why are you not
for
going on
this.
spring break with us right now?
Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm still figuring mine out. I still need to figure it out because I don't
Why
know
was
what
she
to do.
not the fourth girl?
What?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You guys should go
We-
together.
My
then.
buddy just invited me to Hawaii. I'm like,
Wait.
oh,
Are you not going?
Should we
I
switch?
might go.
You need to
He's
go.
staying there like during spring break. I'm like,
Yeah?
yeah, why not?
That,
I'm gonna go
is there?
Florida, though.
Are the
Florida.
flights expensive? This is the other thing. It's like the money.
The
Oh,
flights,
yeah.
yeah.
Hawaii
for
would
sure.
be so much fun.
I mean, we're going to what, Panama City.
Yeah, we're going to Florida.
But a place to stay is like
That's true.
That's so
That's
nice.
half
Yeah.
the cost.
Most the cost.
Yeah.
Like it's a 6-day trip. Like
Yeah.
it's like 100 to 300 a night. Like that's gonna
Guys,
add
this is
up.
our last
Yeah.
senior
break.
spring
This
break.
is our
know,
last. No,
it's
this is our
so
last
sad.
like break as a senior.
Yeah.
This is our last semester of college.
Well, like
I can't
I know.
think about
I
it.
can't even think about it. I
think
can't.
about it.
I also feel like you guys are older than Shreya and I. I don't know why, but like in my mind, you guys are probably because you're
Well,
her
technically
big.
you're-
Like
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
Taylor.
That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
really? Like
She's
actually,
only a month older than me.
Yeah. I'm pretty
wow.
young for like our age.
You're telling
Besides
me
those
I'm
New
a
York.
month younger than you.
Yeah. Besides those New York and Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Anyone
they're
from
young.
there, like
That's
they're
very young.
normally a lot younger.
that's
This is
interesting.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm 22.
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah, guys, come on.
You're old.
I am a little bit.
Once I turn 22, I'm gonna be straight
I'm
depressed.
gonna be. I'm gonna be your
So
next
am I.
fall,
I turned
too.
22.
Oh, straight to.
Wait, you
oh.
are 22.
Yeah.
I'm 22
She just
too.
turned 22.
I turned. Wait, don't say it out loud though. But like, I turned 22 on January 5th.
Okay,
No,
so you're
I
older
don't
than
turn
me.
20.
I was 2002.
We're the babies then.
I want to talk about.
We're the babies.
We're the babies.
I want to talk about the whole like Philanthropic. You know what's the
What
word?
is it?
The
Philanthropy.
Philanthropy.
Yeah, it's talking about that because like
Philanthropic.
obviously sororities like do so much. Like you want to be volunteering and like doing a lot of hours to the community. I don't know all that.
Well, that's also like
Why?
mandatory.
Yeah.
Like you need to get a certain amount of hours per semester.
Oh, yeah.
Also, like service.
So
community
Yeah.
it
service.
makes you volunteer,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
And you get involved with
Everything agrees
things
good.
like your sorority will set up like events that like people can go to where you get service hours or something.
yeah, it's cool.
And like
Yeah.
we made blankets.
Yes, yeah.
And like we would like sit at like in front of a TV for like hours and just make blankets and like we donated to the animal shelter. Like it was
Yes.
so fun.
Aw, I forgot.
You guys are the Heart Association. Right?
Yeah, so we're like the Alpha Phi Foundation, which is like women's heart health, which like
Yeah.
I think that's also another big thing why I went AFE, and same thing with our other roommate who's also an AFE. Like she's had like heart problems in the past, so like one main reason why she chose AP was literally because of like our philanthropy and how much like it meant to her and like would affect her and like how it would help her in the future.
And the
as
red
well.
dress gala. That
Oh
was
yeah,
a
we
big
do
thing.
have the red
That's a
dress
big
gala,
event.
and it's so
Yeah.
For
fun.
AP,
I wish-
Yeah.
guys all wear red dresses and go to dinner, right?
Yes.
You bring your
It's
parents.
either yeah,
And we raise money for heart
Yeah,
health.
and
That's
it's
like
either-
that's the underlying purpose. Yes. But it's like a
either-
fun event.
It's either a dinner or brunch.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So like the brunch, I think we've done brunch most years that we've been here, but like it's
Yeah.
so fun. Like the parents come, we make these like gift baskets that they
is
like
fun.
raffle off. Like it's so fun and it's such a great time.
And the
Yeah.
last question I'll ask is, what advice would you give to these people that have to rush a sorority? What advice would you give them?
Going with an open mind,
Yeah.
like just
Definitely open mind. Yeah.
Definitely
Open
don't
mind.
initially
Don't
like start
stress.
thinking about. Well, it's hard. Like I would say,
Yeah.
don't go in thinking about the ranks.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Yes.
think that will like
That's gonna bias you
cloud
so
your
much.
mind
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. And even if you go to a sorority that might be higher, you might not make like the same friends that you wanted to.
I think the most
True.
important
For sure.
thing is the girls that you talk to. If you really feel that genuine connection, like, I don't know. I just really connected with the girl, like a couple girls that I talked to throughout AFE, and that's really what made me choose it. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing. Like, if you have one bad conversation, like
Oh, yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Like if you talk to so many girls throughout recruitment.
Yeah.
Like,
And you can talk about anything. Like it's really
Yes,
just practicing
yeah.
like your presentation and like personable skills, which
Yes.
is transferable to even
Yeah.
like a behavioral interview.
It also,
kind of,
yeah, I was
like,
gonna say it also helps so much with like actually getting a job and
Yes.
like interviewing like
you
for
get that
actual jobs. Like,
experience.
you're so like so much better at even just like talking about like yourself and presenting yourself to
Yeah.
like someone that like
Yes.
you want to impress.
You gotta like just make
Yeah.
the conversation flow. If they're not like you gotta, if they're not asking
Like,
the
picking it
questions,
up,
you
you
start
pick it up.
asking the questions. Like
Yes, yeah.
yeah. But I definitely think like socially being in a sorority is one like the best decision at Penn State. I would say like incoming college kid. I
Yeah.
personally would say study abroad, and then I also would say socially you should
That's good.
definitely
Yes.
like do that for
And
yourself.
it's also, especially because Penn State's such a huge school, like it's so nice to have
It
like
really
a little bit
narrows
more of a
down, like,
narrower like,
Yeah.
area
You're
of,
really
like,
around.
And that
stuff.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
you can't have so many friends outside
yeah,
and other
like,
Yeah.
we have
things.
so many
like,
friends outside of like Greek life.
It
and,
just
like,
helps you have like fun experiences and access to different things that like maybe you wouldn't have had access to, which is really beneficial. Like
Yeah.
and meeting like people in frats and other things, like that's also really fun. Getting close with those people.
Yeah. I would say my number one advice for PNMs, really, everyone also is in the same boat with you. Like, everyone's stressed. Like, even though we did it online,
Yeah.
Zoom, I was still stressed out of my mind
Yeah.
before every single conversation.
comparing
I had.
yourself to everything.
Yes, yeah.
and you
I would-
also see everyone on
Yeah.
Zoom, right?
Yeah,
like, you got to see
that's
everyone.
true.
Oh my
before.
gosh, that was so scary.
You could see
It's,
like
it was
who's
just
in
hard
the group.
logistically, I feel like, to understand everything
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
And
but I
also,
would say
Zoom,
just
they have,
relax.
like, Blur,
Like, you're
too,
okay.
like, they have like everything. Like
Relax. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like everyone's in the same boat as you. Everyone else is as stressed as you are.
Yeah.
So
if
like,
anything, the recruiters are probably more stressed.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
Like because
Also,
they want you so
yeah.
bad. Like
No, 'cause
Yeah.
going through recruitment, I always thought they were so like relaxed, like whatever. But like they're really leading the conversation for
Yeah.
these PNMs. Like
I
sure.
think the most fun part about being in a sorority was when I recruited girls.
yeah,
it was so fun.
Like doing the themes and like being with everyone and like like being able to
Forget about it. Forget about it.
being able to be and like actually like kind of embody that part of you and like that persona is really really fun, I think.
For sure.
Well, that's the last question of today. That camera like only records 30 minutes. All right.
okay.
Good job on the podcast today. That was a great first episode. Super excited. Super stoked.
Yeah.
Thanks for
All right.
having us.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
thanks.
perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye guys.
That was perfect. Oh my God. That was awesome.